shirts.myshopify.com. That is black t-shirt.myshopify.com. The link will be in the description. Thank you.
This ought to be good.
Go to YouTube, type in Tariq Radio. That is my YouTube channel. I chop it up on a regular basis. Y'all subscribe to that channel, ladies and gentlemen. So we're waiting on people to come in the room.
I want you to have enough.
Hope you guys have been very constructive this week.
You worry too much.
It's always important to be constructive with whatever you do. We want to be constructive, even with our conversations, even when we roast each other. It should be constructive roasting because we should learn something from the roasting. Sometimes the roasting can make you better. What's up, Sonny G? I see you in there, brother. I see you, Adonis. Just waiting on everybody to pile on in here. We're coming on in here heavy.
Babe, will this come out?
Because I want the Blue Lives Matter crowd to come on here. I really want them to come in here. I want that Blue Lives Matter crowd to come in. Now, what I want to discuss, we're talking about everything that went down there in Texas with the tragic mass shooting with that white Hispanic man, 18-year-old man who shot up the school with all those babies in it. And what we're learning now, a lot of information is coming out, and we're learning that a lot of officers were down there, and them officers just didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, I gotta watch.
I want to holler at the Blue Lives Matter crowd. So now people are complaining. So many stories and so much evidence is coming out that those officers down there in Texas, they sat there while that gunman was in that school for an hour massacring them babies.
That's the only thing.
And them officers stood their asses outside and didn't do anything. In fact, some of them were trying to engage him outside the school. I think they were engaging this guy for about 12 minutes on the outside before he went inside. So they just let the guy go inside. And I'm reading the reports. They were like, well, we didn't want to go inside because we didn't want to get shot. Well, damn it, it's your job to put your life on the line to protect the community. The brother up there in Buffalo, remember, he was a former cop and he was a security guard. That brother put it on the line. That's bravery.
Turn on low.
That brother Aaron up there in Buffalo who got killed by that race, white supremacists. That brother put it on the line, doing real police work, trying to serve and protect. That brother tried to do the right thing. That's real bravery. And story after story is coming out about this Texas situation, how law enforcement just kept lying. They've been lying nonstop. They have to flip and go back and remix their lies because they have to hide the fact that they were cowards. The police down there were acting like cowards. I want the Blue Lives Matter folks to get in here. And now you see a lot of people online who are on that Blue Lives Matter wave. Now they're copping pleas talking about how incompetent the police were. How could this have happened? How could they let the babies get slaughtered like that? Oh my God, they were so cowardly. Oh, these cops are horrible. These cowardly officers. So we're hearing that narrative. And we're looking at them as black people like, hey, we've been telling you that these folks are carrying out these cowardly deeds within law enforcement. Black people have been telling you that you've let complete cowards infiltrate law enforcement. And see, family, the universe has a way of bringing back surge energy full circle. Folks were okay with all of these cowards within law enforcement as long as they were attacking and targeting and ambushing black people. Oh, I want the Blue Lives Matter folks to come on in here. A lot, even the alt-right people are complaining about cops. That Jack Posovic, whatever his name is, he was posting something like, these officers were incompetent. I can't believe this happened. Now, Jack
Don't get
Posebake,
too
this guy
cold
sits up and
nowadays.
tries to justify every cowardly ambush shooting that an officer does on a black person. Don't cop, please,
I was
now.
about to put this back
Don't
on
sit
me.
here and say, oh my God, what's wrong with law enforcement now that they've allowed some non-black people to be harmed in mass? Don't sit here and act like this happened overnight. We've been telling you that law enforcement is infiltrated by damn cowards. The stuff that they do to us is cowardly. And the dominant society has sat up and let it happen. And y'all thought it was cute. When they're busting in our homes, shooting us in our sleep, y'all sit there justifying that cowardice. When they ran up in there and shot our sister, Breonna Taylor, y'all sat there and justified those cowards doing that. When that cowardly race soldier shot the little boy Tamir Rice, y'all sat there and justified that and didn't punish that coward and gave him another job. Case after case after case, these cowardly race soldiers within law enforcement are allowed to do cowardly ambush killings, which incentivizes more cowards to join the force. You see how the energy works there?
This round to get
Coddling and allowing cowardly race soldiers to go around ambushing innocent, unarmed black people, and y'all kind of kikiing online about it, thinking that it's cute. That has come full circle. You let these cowards just get away with murder. You sit there protecting them while the department lies, the police union lies, everybody's lying and covering up each other's lies, the DA's lying, the judges are lying, going along with the non-justice, and everybody thinks it's cute. As long as it's happening to black people. So now you set a standard where cowards can flood law enforcement. You don't have no real cops in law enforcement like you need them. You got a bunch of race soldiers and punks and cowards that you allow in law enforcement. And then you fund them. You incentivize them. So now, when some real police work needs to be done, like down in Texas, they needed to stop a real killer instead of some black person jaywalking or some black girl in her bed asleep. When it's time to do some real damn police work, they cower out like bitches and stand outside the school and let babies get slaughtered. And y'all say, oh damn, we didn't know they were cowards. Oh yes, you did. A lot of you got blood on your hands. You coddled cowards.
Tables for them to sit
and now you want to complain.
You know, the gazebo, I ain't really looking for nobody.
Y'all sat here and let these people engage in cowardly acts for the longest, and we warned you, and now you have a law enforcement regiment all over the country that's full of cowards who ain't gonna bust a grape when some things go down for real. The universe kind of brings certain energy right back around. And people shouldn't have to allow that energy to come around and they sacrifice their children because of bad energy that they put out. That's horrible what happened to those babies. And again, I keep bringing up Kyle Rittenhouse's name. Y'all not going to run from Kyle Rittenhouse because, again, the New York Times, they put out a story yesterday talking about a memo from the FBI saying that right now there's a massive uptick in active mass shooting cases. Duh. Yes, there's a massive uptick. You know why? Because of the Kyle Rittenhouse effect. Y'all thought Kyle Rittenhouse, that little stunt y'all pulled by co-signing Kyle Rittenhouse, y'all thought that was cute too, didn't you? You thought that supporting that degenerate Kyle Rittenhouse and that brazen act of murder, basically, y'all thought it was cute to support him and then make a hero out of him because that was your way of sticking it to black folks. And now that has encouraged a lot of copycat teen shooters. That set in motion a sorry, horrible precedent.
I do too.
And now the dominant society, they want to save face. They don't want to admit that that's what it is. They don't want to admit that they overplayed the white supremacist hand. See, they got desperate with Kyle Rittenhouse because they needed a white supremacy win so bad. They needed a win with Kyle Rittenhouse because, black people were protesting and black people were shutting down police stations and defunding police. And so the white supremacists desperately needed a win. So they went into this whole sloppy ass support with Kyle Rittenhouse.
You don't want me to.
They did a Hail Mary with him, and that nonsense you saw was blatant white supremacy in that courtroom, inside and out, and they know it. They thought, okay, hey, we're still in charge. We're still in control. We pulled a fast one with Kyle just to let everybody know our position in the system of white supremacy. So now that energy is coming right back around, biting that ass. Where are the Blue Lives Matter people? I would love to hear from you.
I'm good.
Let me open up the phone line so I can talk to the family in here tonight. Let's get Anonymous Miami. In here. And let's get some more folks on deck while we're waiting on Anonymous Miami. Anonymous Miami, where you at, man? And while we're waiting on Anonymous Miami, we'll get clouded here. Anonymous, want to turn your microphone on? Anonymous, I can't hear you, buddy.
Okay.
I'm not Anonymous Miami. I don't. Let's not even go to my.
Okay, you're Cloud. You're the Cloud guy.
Okay. You know that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's up, Cloud?
And this crazy little dog.
Nothing much actually. Been a while. Tariq, how's it been?
It's good. I don't remember speaking with you though. You vaguely remember. I vaguely remember.
You get so
But
crazy.
can you refresh my memory?
Yeah,
What did we talk about last time?
You told me to pull the dildo out my pussy. I think we were talking about Pompeii and how it's dusty old corpses. We were talking about Pompeii just
That's what
putting
you was
dusty
like.
old corpses. So,
Oh, are you an Italian guy?
partially, half,
Oh.
yeah.
You're half Italian and half what else?
Irish.
Okay, so you're white man. So how do you feel about what's going on? Are you still Team Blue Lives Matter? Sir?
To be honest, the whole Blue Lives Matter thing, to me personally, I was never part of. I mean, I support policing as like a general function of society, but police, and to be honest, the government has always done too much. The ATF, Waco, Ruby Ridge, all that shit has always rubbed me the wrong way. I don't think police are formed the way they need to be. Even, and that's coming from somebody who massively disagrees with, I won't say a lot, I think we agree on a lot, but who massively disagrees with you on some things.
Like what? What do you disagree with?
Well, one, I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse, the whole case had a lot to do with Black Lives Matter. I understand that it was at a Black Lives Matter protest, if I remember correctly.
It was an anti-black racism protest. It had absolutely everything to do with Black Lives Matter, or Black people. I won't say Black Lives Matter because that's a code word. So do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? You support the decision with Kyle Rittenhouse?
I do. I mean, it was self-defense, and he didn't even shoot any black guys. It was two white people who attacked.
No, it's not cold no more.
If he was really a white supremacist, he would have shot a couple of black dudes who weren't doing it.
Right, but
He shot two people who were attacking.
yeah, no, but they weren't attacking him. He went there premeditated. He wanted to shoot some black people. He was trying to ambush some black people. We got it on video where he was approaching black people trying to pretend to be a medic, and they called him out. They said, "Hey man, you were pointing a gun at us earlier." So we have proof that he was out here waving that gun and brandishing that gun around black people, and it was white people trying to protect black people, and those are the ones who got shot. And white supremacist society will often use certain white people as proxies for black people. And the fact that he threw up that white supremacist hand sign after the fact, that kind of shows that it was really about black people, sir. So all of that, all that self-defense nonsense, that's just some white not say so talk, sir.
What would you call the part about self-defense when a guy with a gun was approaching him, chasing him?
He was running around there waving that gun at people. Okay, and they were trying to defend people from Kyle Rittenhouse. He was out there with white supremacists. He was out there with the Boogaloo Boys, and this thing where white supremacists and white supremacist suspects are the only people who can defend themselves, but everybody else can't. Just like with Zimmerman. Zimmerman can defend himself, but Trayvon Martin couldn't defend himself. So that's just I'm white and I say so talk, sir. And the ramifications of that we're seeing now. How's that working?
Wasn't it a Mexican guy who shot up the school up?
Mm-hmm.
He's white.
White. He was still white. No matter what part of the world he was from, he was still white. So
I thought he was Mexican. Anyway, but
there's no such thing as a Mexican race, but he was white. He was white.
What, Spanish, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Spanish or white, that's white.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the Spanish people, they're like mixed between like the Native Americans over there.
Still, they classify themselves as white. They don't look at themselves as Native. That's why so many white supremacist groups got so-called Hispanics in them. The Proud Boys got a whole bunch of Hispanics. Enrique Terrio, all these white supremacist groups. Nick Fuentes, he's another white supremacist running around here. Y'all have a whole bunch of Hispanic white supremacists. So
Nick Fuentes is Mexican.
He's Hispanic. That's why that name is. The name Fuentes. Fuentes. Yeah, that's not an Irish name like yours.
So I thought that might have been like Polish or something. I don't know.
Fuentes? No. He's team white supremacy. So,
yeah.
but so your ideology, man, how's that working? That's not working for you. I mean, your ideology of supporting a degenerate like Kyle Rittenhouse, now that's instigating.
Well, I how that ties into a school shooting.
That's instigating other copycats, sir. And how's that working now?
Well, can I ask you a question? Well, I can hear this with the top shooting in Buffalo. With the Buffalo shooting, I can understand even like the sentiment, right? He was a white supremacist. He mentioned it in his what do you call it? His manifesto.
Right.
He went in there trying to shoot black people, and when he found a white guy, he was about to shoot. He said, "Sorry." So I can get that. But with the school shooting, what evidence is there that this was even motivated by race? Do we even have a manifesto yet? Like
no, just the
assumption.
Just the action itself. Just the action itself it motivates it, because it keeps happening over and over again, and there's an uptick, and there has to be some type of common denominator for the uptick, according to the FBI. And since last year, right around the time Cal got off, there has been an uptick. So the common denominator is Kyle Rittenhouse, which I said that this is going to inspire others. You understand? So that's how that works.
But like in many people in my own eyes, that was a self-defense case. I don't think it's logical to link self-defense with a school shooting, unprovoked shooting of children, and I agree.
But it wasn't. But self-defense is just I'm white and I say don't talk. That's not self-defense.
Tariq, okay. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're in the middle of the street in a crack hill.
Okay. Let me ask. You're about to do some crazy whataboutism. Let's just ask. It's a simple whataboutism. Name a case. Not even a whataboutism. Just name a case that's equally similar to Kyle Rittenhouse, where a black person went to another place with a gun, shot some people, and was let off because of self-defense. Don't bring me another scenario where a black person was at home somewhere and they shot somebody. No. Show me a scenario where a black person took a gun, went to another state, to another location, killed some people for whatever reason, and they let him claim self-defense. Name a case in any point in American history.
I don't know, but because I have
there you go.
That's different because I don't know. I could probably look into
that's proof that it's racism. Because when you cannot name a case involving a black person of equal status with the equal standards, that means it's white supremacy. Okay? That's the proof right there.
But the Kyle Rittenhouse case was a national case. It was televised. If we're talking about, there probably is a case that exists under similar circumstances. Okay, but how am I supposed to know that if it's not national?
Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
You've gone through the records. You've looked through the files.
It doesn't exist. Because I understand what white supremacy does and how white supremacy works. And I've looked to see anything remotely close doesn't exist. At all. And we know that. You know that. So, don't talk in bad faith. The whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing was about maintaining white supremacy. And white supremacy is all about immunity from law. That's the carrot that they dangle in front of the white supremacists, the rank and file. That's why the system is being maintained for so long. You get to get a certain immunity from law. You get to kill people. go out here and rape people, and you'll get a slap on the wrist. You can cause a resurrection. You can go raid the Capitol building, and you'll get a slap on the wrist. That's the carrot that they dangle to the white supremacists. That's why they keep it up so long. Now, these bad faith arguments are just, they fall.
What immunity are the school shooters getting, though? And the top shooter, and the Buffalo shooter? What immunities are they really getting? Aren't they going through trial right now?
The Buffalo shooter right now, he came out alive. They didn't mow him down, okay? They didn't shoot this guy down like they shoot innocent black people who are unarmed. Also, they're already setting up a mentally ill defense with this guy. Also, they're lone wolfing him. He was clearly connected to other people. They're not doing any RICOs against no other people but him. That's another privilege of white supremacy. They don't bring in a whole bunch of other people to hit you with RICO charges. They always lone wolf them and then coddle them and say, oh my God, they were mentally ill. They were bullied as kids. They make up every excuse. And then they turn you into a de facto hero right before they take you to Burger King, like Dylan Roof. So
doesn't Dylan Roof get like life in prison? Or
Dylan Roof, when you kill somebody and basically confess because they tried to do the mentally ill thing on him, he wanted to go to jail. He wanted to get harder. You have the white supremacists, they have to damn near beg to go to jail, okay? They were trying to get the mentally ill thing going on with him. Out there in Nashville, I think either Nashville or Memphis, this white supremacist shot up a Waffle House with a bunch of black people. And one of the black customers whooped his ass, by the way. And they are putting that case on hold because they said that the white man was mentally unstable to go to trial. So that's the privilege you get as a person who believes in white supremacy in the dominant society. You get certain immunity from law. And show me black people who go out here and kill a bunch of folks and they say that they're just mentally ill and they can't go to court. Or even they're mentally ill and they were bullied. When do black people get that type of treatment?
I don't know personally if any cases.
Never.
Real quick. Doesn't the mental insanity plea have more to do with like the defense attorney? They're the.
Okay, there you go. Okay, let me get some more people because every time we debunk one of his bad faith arguments, he just goes into another bad faith argument. So, all right, he just got boring to me. Okay, I don't want to keep debunking bad faith arguments. Okay. Because he'll be here doing whataboutisms all day, and that's another thing. Black folks, watch out for the whataboutism. What if Cal Rittenhouse was in a desert and there was a llama and a camel chasing him, and he was in the desert by himself. He only had his gun, and there was a camel chasing him, and then there was a llama, and then he shot the camel, and then the Humane Society wanted to sue him. Isn't that self-defense? Doesn't he have a right to shoot a camel? Shut the hell up. With these whataboutisms. And black folks, watch out for the whataboutisms. The white supremacists are very good at deflective whataboutisms. That's part of the benign neglect of undermining black suffering. And we have to stop going for that. The Buffalo shooting, they had that. And then right after the Buffalo shooting, there was a shooting at a church out here, an Asian church. One Asian man went in a church and shot another Asian person. So the white media and the political structure, they deliberately framed that as a hate crime, which it wasn't a hate crime. This was Asian on Asian crime. But they were talking about, well, the shooter shot the person because he didn't like his ideology. It was some convoluted stretch of the imagination that they pretzeled together to turn into a hate crime. And they wanted to make it a hate crime so that they could conflate it with the Buffalo story, okay? They wanted to conflate that into a hate crime. So now they've been running around out here on the local media talking about black and Asian leaders are getting together to talk about Buffalo, the hate crime in Buffalo, and the hate crime at the Asian church. Asians and black leaders are getting together. I said, oh, here comes the trick bag. And I told black people, whenever they do that, the trick bag is coming. What they do, they get a black tragedy and then latch on some type of agreement from another group and try to make it equal and say, oh, look at these minorities are suffering, black and Latino, black and Asian, Black and LGBT, they're suffering together. So now let's do something. What are we going to do? Let's do something for the other group except Black. You see, and that's exactly what they're doing now. Did y'all see today, there was an announcement that Biden is inviting that BTS group, he's inviting them to the White House to talk about anti-Asian hate crimes. They're going to be talking about anti-Asian hate crimes. We've been damn near begging for them to do something and have an anti-Black hate crime bill out here. We've had to damn beg, and they are ignoring us. You had Black people get slaughtered up there in Buffalo, and they're sitting up here talking about they're going to have a pop group from Asia come over here to talk about anti-Asian hate crimes. The Biden administration and the Democrats are spitting in our faces. We're the Biden sexuals, these fools who sit up and still support these folks. And we've been talking about trying to get an anti-Black hate crime. We've been talking about this online. And one lady who's a Democrat, and she's some white disability advocate. She's an advocate for disabled people. So she hopped in the mentions. We're talking about getting some hate crime bills for Black people. She hopped in the comments talking about, hey, what about disabled people? Blacks and disabled, we're just the same. Black and disabled people, we go through the same suffering. What? So what about disabled people? Disabled people don't get this, and disabled people don't get that. Ma'am, if you don't roll your ass on somewhere with that. Man, we got a whole bunch of disabled white supremacists out here. Y'all owe too. Y'all got a bunch of Klan members and skinheads in wheelchairs. No. Y'all not gonna latch yourselves on to us. They'll whataboutism us to death with this nonsense, man. White disabled people were not Jim Crowed. White disabled people were not enslaved. White disabled people were not lynched. White disabled people's businesses were not burned down and destroyed. White disabled people were not mass incarcerated. White disabled people are not being executed by race soldiers. Don't disrespect us, and don't let people disrespect us trying to conflate their issues with us. It ain't the same, and they know it's not the same, and we should be offended that they do that. They know who to do that to and not do it to. They don't go around Jewish people talking about, yeah, me being disabled is just like y'all being in the Holocaust. They don't play that game. They know not to do that, and we shouldn't let them do that nonsense with us. We got to start checking these people, family. We don't have no allies, and we don't need no allies, truth be told. There's enough of us. See, they run this minority game on us, family, that we feel like we think our numbers are extremely small, so we need all these allies. We got to get some people to help us. No, we don't. We do not. Because number one, family, there's more than 12% of the population of Black people. That's another con game that they've been running. There was a brother earlier on Twitter. He was some type of, he worked with the DNC. He worked with the Democratic Party somehow, and I think he worked, he was some kind of insider with the Obama campaign. And he said during the Obama administration, they did some type of real comprehensive census taking. It was something they did that was not like regular census taking. They did like a deep dive census taking. And he said they really uncovered that the Black population is around 34%, but the Obama administration didn't really want to put that information out. And truth be told, I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I absolutely believe that. I believe that the Black population could absolutely well be 34% or damn near 40%. Black people are grossly undercounted for a couple of reasons. Number one, we're undercounted because a lot of Black folks don't like to fill out those census forms, myself included. I don't like filling it out. We don't like to talk to government workers. A lot of Black people, we kind of be under the radar to a certain degree. And we all know, y'all know Black folks who ain't on social media. Y'all know Black folks who don't want to be on the radar like that. We all know some Black folks who ain't trying to take pictures. They ain't trying to be all on Facebook. You know how to find them. You find them when you find them. But, you got some Black folks who are under the radar like that. So a lot of us are undercounted. And here's another thing. There's a lot of Black people, especially the ones from other places, from the Caribbean and from certain East African countries, East African and North African countries. There's a lot of Black people come here who don't classify themselves as black. They actually classify themselves as white. That's another thing. A lot of people reclassify themselves. On the census, they allow North Africans and East Africans to classify themselves as white, like Somalians, like Libyans, people like that, Moroccans. They let them classify themselves as white. Many of them be jet black, dark as hell. And we already know how the Dominicans get down. And the Puerto Ricans, okay? There's a lot of dark Puerto Ricans. If you look at their paperwork, it says white. You understand? Hell, truth be told, even some Trinidadians. You got some Trinidadians who come over here, they be classifying themselves as white. There's a few of those dark Caribbeans, these people that's jet black. We think, okay, that's our brother, that's our sister. And in their paperwork, they got white. They think that they are dark European. It's heavy. So the actual black numbers are very, very high. They're higher than what people want to admit. And that's another thing why they don't want to give reparations, because I've said this before. If they start giving reparations, then you're going to really see the real numbers, because all these people who've been kind of lurking in the background, they're going to start making themselves in check. You're going to see a lot of people. You're going to see that black population swell up to 40%, which is what we need to show anyway. Let me get some more people in here. How many people in here? Oh, there's a lot of folks in here. 1,500 people in here almost. Shout out to the new faces. Who is this? Still a little misfit. Let me get this sister in here. What's up, still a little misfit? Then I'm going to get vote like your life depends on it.
Hello.
Hey, little misfit.
Hi, Tariq. I wanted to talk about the subject. So, did you know that the governor of Texas said there are more shootings in Chicago every weekend than shootings in Texas? And I'm like, how you gonna bring us up? We ain't never had no school shooting.
Yeah, they tried to use the dog whistle, I heard. He tried to dog whistle Chicago as a deflection. That's another thing. They've been trying to deflect, and thank you for the call, sis. They've been trying to deflect those black folks so desperately. Obama tweeted something about the shooting, and then he mentioned the anniversary of George Floyd, and the white supremacists started going in on Obama. They've been trying to deflect because the white supremacists know that this is giving them an L. They're taking a major L with this. So white supremacy, they don't like to take no responsibility. They gotta blame some other people. There's this one white boy, this suspected white supremacist down there in Texas. He ran up on this sister. She's a black newscaster. She was a black field reporter. He's running up on her, trying to front her off, talking about, hey, don't you think all of this coverage you're giving is sensationalizing the case, and it's creating copycat killers? And the sister was like, what are you talking about? So he's trying to bully this sister. Now, this same suspected white supremacist who was saying that, we looked at his social media. He's another Cal Rittenhouse supporter. So these people understand that they're the ones who got blood on their hands. They set out here and help enable copycat killers like the Rittenhouses and other people. They promoted that nonsense, and they know they got blood on their hands, and they're doing everything they can to deflect. Let's get vote like your life depended on it.
Yes, hello. Hi, my name is Cindy. I'm from Michigan. I wanted to mention two things. One, that we're an open carry state. So everybody and their mama can run around with guns just galore, right? So one day I'm at the mall in Oakland County, very white area or whatever. There's a white man in his car, a car full of guns, right? And I wanted to call the police and tell them there's a white man in here, and he's out in his car. He's looking very angry, whatever. His car is full of guns. Do you think that you should do something, like go talk to him or whatever? But we ended up not calling because in a state where everybody is allowed to have a gun on them, you can have 15 long guns in your car. It's not a problem. I'm wondering, when are the police supposed to know that there's a problem? How do they know there's a problem?
Yeah. We have officers out here, man, who are just complete cowards. They're not going to bust a grape. The only time they come out is when it's time to ambush some unarmed, unsuspecting black person. That's what it is. We have a whole bunch of cowards in law enforcement right now. All of that brave boys in blue talk, that's going completely out the window. Let's get Mr. England. What's your name, sir? Yeah, Mr. Engaging. Mr. Engaging.
Hey, what's up, OG Tariq? Nasheed, how's it going, family?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
Man, what's on my mind is we need to get some strong rock red brothers and sisters up in that ICE department and be ICE officers and get these brothers and sisters who ain't on reparations out for pain. And we need to get policies to protect those brothers and sisters that's on code. That's the game plan that I'm hearing from what I'm seeing right now. And we need them police power so we can boss up like big time.
No doubt, man. Thank you for the call, brother. Let me get young LYD in here. Young LYD. Where you at, man? Okay, brother. If you raise your hand, man, at least have your microphone ready. Let's get Jonathan. Let's get Jonathan Brown on. All right. Jonathan Brown, where you at, man? And while we're waiting on Jonathan, we'll get Shantae on here. Shantae, where you at?
I'm right here, Tariq. Tariq, can I say two things, please?
Yes, ma'am, real quick.
All right, real quickly. White people that we grew up with and been known for like hundreds of years, I don't know why y'all still keep playing that little same ass trick with us like we don't know y'all. You not brand new to us at all, and y'all know that. So stop it. So then, secondly, and I mean respect when I say this, I definitely give my condolences to the children and things like that happened down in Texas. But the way, and forgive me for saying this, but the way that y'all expose us and no one takes up for us and y'all just look at us like trash, please get on CNN. CNN come out. What is it called? Fox News? Please come out.
Yeah.
And please just tell people, basically, ask the parents and ask everybody that was a part of that, do y'all forgive what happened? I want the same energy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, beloved. See, I tweeted that earlier. You don't see them running around putting a microphone and camera in the victim's family's faces talking about
Well, they did.
Yeah, Lester did.
You don't see that because they know how disrespectful that is.
And Lester was real disrespectful.
Shame on you, CNN. CNN is very good. They're supposed to be liberal, and they go around black folks that family members who've been slaughtered talking about, well, why don't you forgive the shooter? They know not to do that down there in Texas or any other place where there's not black people. They only pull that disrespectful nonsense with us, and we have to understand when people are being disrespectful towards us. We have to shut it down. We have to say we're not going to accept that. We have to call that out, family. We have to call out the disrespect. Let me get a couple more people in here. Who is this person here? Stokenomics? Who is this person? What's up? S-Tokenomics.
Like
hop on, brother. We got a lot of folks.
Sorry about that, Tariq. I pressed the button on accident.
Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, brother. Well, let me get you out of here. Now you press a button by accident. Okay. So, Jonathan, you ready to chop it up?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, Jonathan? I couldn't hear you before. What's going on with you?
What's up, man? Yeah, like I actually live in South Carolina. Sadly, I don't live in Marcellus District, but I do support the brother from afar. I'm gonna donate to him. And you actually shouted me out a few years ago in 2019 when Bernie Sanders people, when Danny Glover and them had came down to South Carolina, and I had asked them about the reparations bill for Jews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go, my man. Okay, shout you out again, my brother. All right, hold it down out there. All right, let me see who we got here. We got a lot of folks in. All right, let's get Ryan Hart in here. Let's get Ryan Hart in the building. What's up, Ryan? Get Ryan Hart in here. He's over there in the UK, from what I understand. What's up, Ryan? If you can turn your microphone on, that'd be great.
Hey, what's going on, Tariq, man? I love what you're doing here. Yeah, I actually just pressed it by accident, but yeah, I will definitely say that we have to really step up and try to, improve the quality of life for our people, because at the end of the day, there's no secrets out there anymore. We all know what's going on. There's a movement, and it's at the end of the day, it's trying to distinguish our people, and it's not right. And we have to really try and step up and do what's right for the people that come after us, for the black boys and girls that are coming up in this world, in this generation, and they're going to have to be at the end of the day, they're going to live a life that we set up for them. So we have to do right by our children and children's children. That's what I want to say on that.
There was a situation out there in the UK, from what I understand, where a 14-year-old black boy was chased and killed by some little white supremacist kids. And I think they gave one of the white kids a slap on the wrist, like a real low sentence, like 7 years or something like that. Did you hear about that out there in the UK?
Yeah, I think he got 6.5 years. Yeah, so it wasn't a lot at all. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And so I stand with y'all on that, man. I stand with y'all against that injustice out there.
Yeah.
Real talk. Because my UK brothers and sisters are riders. You do have some riders out there in the UK. I rock with them heavy. And injustices like that, especially with any black child, that I'm not with that. That ain't cool. That's one of the reasons why they banned me from the UK, because I get people over there riled up. They don't even let me go to the UK no more. All right, let me see who else we got here. Now let's get I think I've had you on before. Nasheed, I think that's your name. All right, let's get Nasheed in here. What's up, Richard? I see Richard. My brother Richardson. Hey, what's going on? Nasheed, how do I pronounce your name?
Nachi.
Okay. You've been on before. I talked to you before.
Yeah, it's like those Farinacci. I'm Italian.
There you go. A lot of Italians calling up tonight. What's going on?
The only thing separating me up, Tariq, is the Mediterranean Sea. That's it.
You're doing what?
What?
I didn't hear you, sir. You do what?
No, I said the only thing separating us is the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, right. So how do you feel about the situation out there in Texas?
Well, I think there's, HR 8 needs to be passed, and any of the Republicans that are against that, I'm in the middle, just so you know, okay? But any Republican that is against HR 8 to make sure that we have strict background checks is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated. Look, I'm a gun owner, hunting and stuff like that. But I remember back in the day, Tariq. I'm not sure how old you are. I grew up in, I graduated high school in '83. We had gun clubs.
Yeah.
We had gun clubs back in the day. Where they would go in the basement. There was a shooting range and stuff like that. I just don't know what happened. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. I posted on social media and various places like, Facebook and Twitter, just to say, what has happened to people nowadays? And Tyree, just so you know, I'm from Buffalo.
Yeah.
That Tops Market.
Yeah.
My office was around the corner. I used to frequent that place. The guard that got shot, we exchanged pleasantries when I went there. It was like every other day. I went there like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And that guy was just like pure smiles every day.
Yeah.
Interacting with people, Tariq. And I look, I don't know him like a true friend, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I know him as a person.
Right.
And he was an ex-Buffalo cop. I know, and him and I talked about it because I have friends that are on the Buffalo Police Department, and it's just, I don't even, it's just hard.
I feel you, man.
It's hard.
I feel you. But thank you for the call, man. I feel you, brother. Yeah, man, it's heavy stuff, man. Let's get Volvo Rants.
There you go.
Let's get Volvo Rants, and then we'll get the Chuster on here. We'll get the Chuster.
I like
trying to get as many new faces as I can get. I see you over there, T.S. Giselle. Okay. Volvo, where you at? I see Wani down there. I see a lot of people in the lounge down there.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you guys. What's up, Bobo? Who's that? Bobo, what's up, Bobo?
Oh, shit, how you feel, bro?
I'm good. What's on your mind, bro?
Oh, man, I just want to say, man, the reason why that Blue Lives Matter crowd ain't showing up, because that's just white supremacy. They right behind that. They every time you see that damn blue lives flag, that ain't nothing but just some white supremacists.
Oh yeah. And they're quiet as church mice now. They're not saying nothing. Usually they all up in here. Whenever we talking about stuff that ain't got a damn thing to do with them, they all up in here.
Right.
But where they at now? They're somewhere chilling right now. They're not even in the mix. They're not saying nothing. They're quiet because they know they done messed up. They know they done set a precedent. They know they created a certain energy out here that has turned around and backfired. So yeah, they feel like they're taking an L right now. They're forced to admit that these cops that they've been propping up, they're not brave in any sense of the word. They've been exposed as the degenerate cowards they are. You have a bunch of cowards working in law enforcement. You should have been getting the cowards out so that you can get some real brave people working on the force who's going to produce justice. You don't sit up here and incentivize other cowards to flood law enforcement because y'all think you're sticking it to black people. Let's get the Chooster. What's up, the Chooster? What's up?
Hey, what's up with you, brother? I appreciate you for hosting this space.
No doubt.
What I want to say real quick, man, real quick, I think Black people need more education on gun legislation and advocacy, because what happened is that all we gonna do is really a lot of us, not all of us here, but a lot of these Black people, we gonna vote for the Democrats, who gonna then in turn give more money to the police and more money to Ukrainians, and then we gonna have the same problem again. So I think like brothers like you, I appreciate what you're doing, but hopefully you working on like another movie or something that you can really educate our people on gun legislation and the advocacy behind it, brother, because like a lot of us is lost out there. They really don't know, but I appreciate what you're doing, bro, and I yield my mic on that.
Much respect to you, fam. All right, let's get Captain. Let's get Captain in here. Captain Copian. All right, Captain. Oh, he got out of here. He must have hit the button by mistake. He got out of here real quick when I called his name to come on up. All right, now y'all make sure you're not hitting the button by mistake. So when I bring you up, you're ready to chop up some game, family. Come on now. Let's get Kenyatta in here. Let's get Kenyatta. All right, let me get some names and faces I haven't had on yet. All right, it's Kenyatta, hop on. Kenyatta, turn the microphone on.
Hey, Tariq.
Hey, Kenyatta, how are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to touch what the brother just said before that. I think, like, we have to be careful, you know what I mean, who we're voting for, because, just how this young man in Buffalo, how he went there and shot up this whole school. I mean, at the grocery store and everything it stood for. So for us to go ahead and, put our votes back into the Democratic or even the Republican, we got to be very mindful of who we're voting for, because, years after years, we continue to vote for these people who are in power, and they don't really have our best interests at heart, because we continue to get slaughtered in the streets. And
there you go. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the call. Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm going to try to get a lot of calls as fast as possible. Let's get I Remember in real quick. And then February. I Remember. Yeah, I remember where you're at. Okay, well, I hope you remember to get a better phone, because your phone is... Yeah, I'm online. Okay, hold on. February, hop on, dear.
Hi, Tariq. How are you?
I'm good, February. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Now, where you from, February?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay. Is that you in your picture?
Yes.
You showing a lot of body there, February. What do you do out there in Wisconsin?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay. All right. Okay. I won't even go there. But what's on your mind?
Oh, okay.
I'm just, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
So what I was gonna say, I think could be, I guess one step we can take. I don't know what the solution is in general for all these mass shootings, but like, alcohol's always been 21 to purchase. They raised the minimum age to purchase tobacco to 21. So maybe we should raise the age to purchase guns to 21.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people are proposing the gun that they're trying to raise it up to 21. But look. This country, man, has made a religion out of guns. The system of white supremacy and guns go hand in hand. Okay. So these people, they're not going to give these guns up. They're not going to give the guns up at all.
But the thing about that is, a lot of the time, these are white schools and white children being shot too.
Right. Yes. And this is the thing. That's what they're willing to sacrifice as long as they can maintain white supremacy. They know that the allowing the Rittenhouses and all of these other race soldiers to go around here killing people, they know that inspires other sick white supremacist degenerates and people in the dominant society to go out here and do mass shootings. But sacrificing a group of kids every now and then, they look at that as the cost of doing business of white supremacy. These people don't really care. They sit up here and they go through the motions talking about how sad it is, but they're not going to take no guns from nobody. They're just not going to do it. These people are going to play the same game because it's really about guns. Let's keep it a buck. This whole situation is not about guns. This is not a gun issue. This is a white supremacy issue. And that's the trick bag. See, when black folks do a drive-by shooting or whatever, they don't blame guns. Notice when a black person does a shooting, they're not running around talking about guns. Oh my God, we got to stop the guns. The guns are bad. No, it's black culture that's the problem. You see? When black people are shooting, and they're not doing mass shootings like shooting up a bunch of kids, that's something we don't do. Whenever you see black people shooting somebody, it's usually in an economically deprived area and it has something to do with economics. And also, a lot of these shootings that's in black areas are not really done by black people. That's another thing we got to get into later. But if a black person does any kind of gun crime, they blame black culture, and they ain't going to go round up guns. They're going to use the RICO statutes and go round up other black people. They're going to say, well, no, nigga, you were part of a gang. And we just made the gang name up the other day, but you're a part of it. You're part of the Hot Pockets gang. Y'all were eating Hot Pockets, so you're a Hot Pocket gang, and we're going to arrest all the members of the Hot Pocket gang. Oh, they don't make it about guns. They make it about people when it's us. So I want black folks, don't fall into this whole gun legislation talk. That's a trick bag. That's something to deflect away from white supremacist culture. This is all to do with white supremacist culture. This is not about no damn guns. It ain't about guns. It's not about guns. It's not about guns. That's a con game. Because if they didn't have a gun, they'd hurt black people or do mass killings another way. They'll run people over in cars. They'll use a sword. They'll use a flamethrower. They'll change up whatever they need to change up. But it's not about guns. It's not about guns at all. This is about violent white supremacist culture. All right, let's get in my opinion on here. Let's get him in here. In my opinion. What's up in my opinion? And the sister earlier who called him, I wouldn't try to insult. The sister saying she was showing a lot of body. I'm like, damn, sister. Looking through her picture, she was thick and say, "Oh, just saying." I'm about to say, what strip club you work at? It wasn't this. It wasn't this in my sister. That's my sister. What's up? In your mind, in my mind. You want to turn the microphone on, sir? Okay, while we're waiting on him, let's get LLBJ in here. LLBJ.
I took a big pull.
All right, LLBJ.
You hit that hard.
Let's get LLBJ in here.
I know you said,
what's up, brother?
I know you said it wasn't about guns or whatever, but don't you think it's also a way to try to disarm black people from protecting themselves? To say, people, let's pass these gun control laws and let's price out black people from even being able to get past all these background checks and fees and everything else.
Well, yeah, they already do that to us to a certain degree anyway. So, yeah, they already do that to us. And also with us, You know, a lot of times we can get access to guns on the underground market pretty easy. So, yeah, but we don't do mass shootings like that. We don't. We don't go shooting up schools.
Not hardwired like that.
And they're not going to create a gun law that's going to disarm people. Not in the system of white supremacy. Let's get Mr. Smartass in here. Mr. Smartass, hop in, brother. Turn the microphone on, sir. Because your profile picture, you got two white women with you. So let one of the white women press the mute.
What's really good, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing, sir?
Totally awesome. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm good. Where you from, sir?
Can you hear me pretty clear?
Yes, sir. Where you from?
The womb, first of all.
You're from where?
The womb.
You're from the womb. Okay, there you go.
The womb.
And where's that womb? And where was that womb located when it gave birth to you, sir?
On the north side of California.
There you go. There you go. So what's on your mind besides those two white women in your profile?
Hey man, don't let that profile get you or get anyone in the wrong direction. It's part of the content. It has nothing to do with the price of TN channel, first of all. But what's on my mind is I love what you do, brother. I totally agree with some of the things these young ladies have just said. And man, niggas just gotta get their shit together. That's all I got to say. And that's what A or E or however you want to define or speak on, you know, just real people in general.
All right, thank you, brother. This brother just wanted to hear himself talk. He doesn't really have anything
He said something
to
real,
say.
though.
Well, shout out to you, brother.
People
All
just
right.
need to do what
Sometimes
they
people
gotta
just
do.
want to hear themselves. They smoked them something good. He done smoked him something. And remember, it's the end of the month, so a lot of people are not getting the good weed right now.
They always do.
A lot of the weed is stepped on right now. The drugs are not good right now. Y'all don't get the good drugs until the first of the month. So
always drugs.
that end of the month high don't really hit the way it's supposed to. Okay. Yeah, you gotta smoke your dope with all that junk in it and that fentanyl, and that high don't hit like it's supposed to at the end of the month. So just a few more days, brother. You get you a good, nice toke, and you can get your mind together. All right, I won't be on here too much longer. Let me I get a couple of calls here. Let's get excuse me, Natural Tura. I think that's your name, dear. Natural Tura. Hop on, beloved. Or I don't know if you're a man or a woman, so I won't say that because you never know. Because you'll see a woman in the profile and be a dude. Natural Tura, you want to get on?
I'm just trying to figure out why he came on there with those two white women in his profile, talking nonsense. First of all,
Lord.
I mean, seriously, talking conscious. And another thing, I seen something, I think it was on Fox News, saying that police are needing new training. They don't need no new training because they're the ones out here training these white supremacists. So the only training they trying to do is more training to, come against us. It has nothing to do with anyone else. So I don't know what that.
Yes, it will. I totally agree. Since now they're talking about new training, man, police officers and police agencies, man, they get billions of dollars worth of resources, worth of training, and as we saw down there in Texas, it ain't worth $2 damn. They didn't do nothing with that training. They stood outside and let a white man go into school and shoot up a bunch of babies, and they stood outside like a bunch of punks. So all that money went down the drain. All of that refund the police nonsense, that money goes right down the drain. We should have been defunded them. That money could be used to help all these homeless people, to get drug facilities. Man, that money could be utilized in so many other ways besides paying off these damn race soldiers to sit up here and do nothing. And basically they use that money to get lawyers for these race soldiers after they harm black people. See, again, all of this refunding the police stuff, all of this is the dominant society thinking that they're sticking it to black people. And all of this stuff turns around and it bites you back on the ass. We better understand how the game works. Okay, I'm not going to be on here too long because we almost got 2,000 people in here. We're in here heavy. By the way, guys, if you guys got my book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter, that's my book you can get on Amazon. And I know you've all seen the movie Buck Breaking, my hit documentary film, Buck Breaking. That's available on Amazon as well. Go to buckbreakingmovie.com. You can go to hiddenscolorsmovie.com to see all my other film titles. We're going to have a streaming service coming soon. And we're working on a new documentary film now. So we're busy over here making things happen. And don't forget, man, this December, we're going to be celebrating the first ever Foundational Black American holiday. That's called Aratasasi. That's in the Foundational Black American Tut language that our people spoke in order to learn how to read when it was illegal for us to do so. Aratasasi means arise in the Foundational Black American Tut language. We're going to be celebrating that holiday starting December 24th every year. This is going to be the first year. We are taking control of our culture, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, you guys go to my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Should I get one more call in here before I go? Should I get one more? Because we do have a lot of people in here. We've got a lot of folks in here. And let me talk to some more people. Let's get Mr. Panatek in here. Mr. Panatek. All right, Mr. Panatek, where you at? All right. Come on, Mr. Panatek. All right, man. Now let you on and you ain't saying nothing. Make sure your microphones are good. All right, let's get this brother Wanto. Let's get Wanto in here. And don't raise your hand unless you're ready to get on, and then we'll get hold on, who is this? Well, I done put somebody on by mistake. Okay, hold on. Wanto, where you at? Okay, let's get Gila. Let's get Gila in here. Gila Wood. Okay, Gila. Gila, turn the microphone on. All right. The Wanto, Gila, Mr. Panatek. Either one of you. Okay, while we're waiting on them, let's get
You got me up on me.
all right, hold on.
No, I don't.
Let's get Garang. All right, Garang the Great. Y'all get your phones together. All right, Garang, hop on, man.
It is.
Yeah.
And let us know what part of Africa you're from. Based on your profile, I can tell you from Africa. So, Garang, hop on, sir.
This is gonna be fun.
Right. Come on, Garang. Golly. Y'all get it together. Do not get into speaking queue if you're not ready to get on. Y'all slowing down the game here. All right. Y'all are slowing the game down. Gila, you want to try it again? And we'll get Eldon in here. We'll try Eldon.
Tariq.
What's up, Gila?
Hey man, I just wanted to hop in and talk a little bit about. I was watching some of your highlight reels earlier, and
okay, go ahead. Say that again because my phone rang. Go ahead, say it again.
Oh, I was watching some of your highlight reels earlier, and you were talking a little bit about how Turkish people are black, and I just wanted you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, the original people over there in Turkey were black. The original ones, like all the way in the Middle East. And I was in Istanbul. I was over there in Turkey not too long ago, and I saw some of the ancient carvings and things like that. And many of them were just regular black folks. They were black people, the same kind of black folks you see walking around. People would lighten up later on down the line, but a lot of the people over in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, because that's something that was named later, many of these people were originally black. Even in Asia, I mean, hell, we go all the way to Asia. Many of the original Asians were black, and I've seen it with my own eyes. So you still have some black Turkish people over there. In fact, many of the Moors were Turkish. They would use the term Turkish Moors, and so yeah, there was a black presence over there. So
All right, yeah. So yeah, that was just something I was watching today and came to mind. But yeah, totally with you on the police issue. I think it's something where, you know, I've always felt like it's a profession that attracts the wrong kind of characters. So definitely needs to be scrutinized more heavily.
Okay, now where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Now you whitey man?
Absolutely.
Okay. And where's your family from originally?
Ireland.
Okay. And when did they immigrate over here?
So on my mother's side in the late 19th century, and my father was actually a first-generation immigrant. He was fresh off the boat. So.
There you go, my man. All right, well, thank you so much, brother. All right. Okay. Eldon, are you in here, brother?
Yeah, bro.
He had too much to say about him.
No doubt.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So
you know
I think
what I'm
it's
saying?
really important as Black people that we figure out a way to unite, because we can understand that the police aren't here to help us, as we can see by the fact that these police had a drill in a Uvalde school and they still wound up doing nothing. But I think if there was a way for us to combine our resources as Black people,
you know what I'm saying?
Try to figure out a way that we can fund the Black Panther Party or the Not Fucking Around group to be around, to be like our own kind of police force. Like those brothers, they already got, the AR-15s, they already got handguns, they already trained.
The hell is that?
I feel like if they kind of banded together and kind of got together to form one really big
Fun house.
Okay, let me stop you for a second. Okay? Now you got to understand, when there's certain groups that are put in place by the dominant society that we got to watch out for. You name the in fact. Now at this point, you need to know. If you don't know what's really going on with
No, I don't.
Okay, see, this is why you need to be abreast on what's going on. This is why we got to have, y'all got to listen to the Black grassroots media to understand what's going on. And that's another problem. A lot of people in our community, y'all don't have the right information. You get pertinent information real late. Too many of us get information from the Shade Room, World Star, Gossip, and gossip sites. And a lot of people don't know what's really going on. Only a certain sector of our society really listens to the grassroots, and that's what we do over here. We stay on top of information real time. Yeah. And the fact that you mentioned that organization means you're not up on the game, brother. That organization, man, and the leader of it is clearly somebody who was put in place. The Grandmaster J guy, years ago, like last year, I exposed that this guy was working with Secret Service. I have it on video. This guy did
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, another member who got into a shooting incident down in Florida was hiding out with some INFAC folks, and they turned him in. So yeah, we got to really watch what's going on out here, not just get into just the common sloganism like we all got to get together, whoop-de-whoop. We need to really understand what's going on out here so that we can move properly and not make mistakes and not get caught up with agents and infiltrators. And that's no disrespect to my brother, but just in general, we got to be on top of our game. Let's get what's your name, brother? You got a bunch of Anton Bisco. Let's get Anton Bisco in here.
Yo, what's good, Tariq?
What's going on, sir? Now, where you from, Anton?
Buffalo, New York, man.
Oh, wow. So you're a white man from Buffalo. So what's the vibe out there in Buffalo right now?
Man, it's kind of fucked. That shit over on that Tops, man. I used to go there almost once a week when I was working that area. So to be honest, I'm glad I wasn't there at that moment,
Now you were working in that area. What were you doing in the area?
I'm a plumber. Okay.
Now, what do you think about the police now in relations to the situation in Texas? All right, first, let me ask you this. Are you a Kyle Rittenhouse supporter? Do you believe that Kyle Rittenhouse did no wrong?
No, I think he was justified legally, but I don't know if he should even been there to begin with.
Okay, so you're a supporter of Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, you're supporting him. If you think he was justified there legally, that's supporting him. You support Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, man. Dude got chased down, right?
No. No, he went there. He was the one chasing the folks down. He went there pointing his gun at people. He planned to go there, and he got the white treatment, the white supremacist treatment, which was immunity from law. So no, he wasn't chased down. He went there to harm people, and they were trying to defend themselves from his ass. You understand?
I guess, man. You're gonna say what you want to say, but what's that got to do with them anyway?
Well, look at the actions. Look at what it's caused. Look at how it has influenced other situations. So now there's been an uptick in these type of cowardly ambush shootings, and now look at what's going on. More people are dying because of that influence, sir. How do you feel about that?
I can't say it's influence from him, but it's fucked. What happened here is fucked, man.
Yeah, it is influence from him. Yeah, you better believe it's influence. The uptick started right after
that Buffalo shooter was fucking insane, man.
Oh, he wasn't that insane.
Fucking crazy.
He wasn't that insane to write that manifesto and to case that place out. He wasn't that insane. He wasn't.
I mean, he copied the Christchurch dude. That's also fucked. Both of them were fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, the Christchurch people and these folks sit up here and do these brazen mass killings and then throw up these white supremacist hand signals like your boy Kyle Rittenhouse did after he killed people. And then people try to justify one and then try to condemn the other. No, it doesn't work like that, sir. These guys are one and the same. And if you let one go, that just incentivizes the next one. And this is where we are right now. So a lot of y'all are still supporting Kyle Rittenhouse and y'all still making excuses for him. And that's not really turning out too good for you, is it?
Dude, I think that's a crazy jump in logic to say Kyle Rittenhouse and these mass shooters are one and the same.
They are. They are absolutely one and the same.
How?
The same way they say that all black people are somehow responsible for Chicago. Every time something happens, we're told that, what about Chicago? So we're responsible for anything that happens in Chicago. That's something that the black community is somehow on the hook for. When they were doing these Asian hate crimes, ABC News had a white man on there talking about the black community is doing these hate crimes and the black leaders should do something about it. So they made all black people responsible for Asian hate crimes, which foundational black Americans are not doing any Asian hate crimes. The people doing their so-called hate crimes against Asians are these Caribbean immigrants up there in New York and San Francisco. So the same way we're on the hook for all of this stuff, anything happens in Chicago or anything that happens to an Asian person at the hand of a black person, all of us are somehow responsible. The school shooters and other people like them, the Rittenhouses and the people who supported Kyle Rittenhouse are all responsible, and they all have blood on their hands as far as I'm concerned, sir.
Okay, I get that, man. But yeah, anyone saying that all black people are responsible for Chicago are just ignorant.
Y'all do it all the time, sir. I mean, that's the go-to.
I get that. They do.
They do it all the time.
That's always the scapegoat. Anytime they say, oh, this shit happened, what about Chicago?
Exactly. They do it all the time. All of us we're all responsible for Chicago. So damn it, you guys are all responsible for Kyle Rittenhouse and all of these other teen shooters. That's the correlation. So if I'm responsible for Chicago, and there is definitely a direct correlation because look at the uptick of crime. Look at the uptick. But anyway, thank you so much. Do you still do plumbing in black neighborhoods? How do you feel about the George Floyd thing before I let you go? The George Floyd thing. How do you feel about that? This is the anniversary of the George Floyd situation. How do you feel about the George Floyd situation?
I mean, regardless of who he was before it, he got fucking killed, man. He got straight up murdered. I got no love for police. I got no love for him. So
yes, indeed. All right, thank you so much. So these people, these folks still want to hold on to their Kyle Rittenhouse thing. See, no. Y'all not going to play that game and act like there's no correlation between Kyle Rittenhouse and the damn Texas shooting. You're not going to play that game. There is a correlation. Even the FBI has put out a memo saying that there's a recent uptick in these active shooter mass killings. And that uptick came right after Kyle Rittenhouse. You know good and well there's a correlation. There is absolutely a correlation. If you put, you got Kyle Rittenhouse out here doing ambush killings that were, you have a court system that sat up here and basically defended that nonsense, sat up here and not let information get introduced in court, coddled for this guy, put on performative white supremacy. Let this man get in the courtroom and fake cry, do the fakest cry ever, and y'all still said that he was innocent and he did nothing wrong. That set up precedent, and now you're feeling the brunt of it because now that energy has come back to you. And you still want to hold on to it. White supremacy is a suicidal phenomenon. These people will die and sacrifice their children in order to maintain white supremacy. They don't want to admit that they've taken an L that they've caused themselves. They will sacrifice their damn children in order to have the privilege of maintaining systematic white supremacy, knowing that they can just stick it to the black folks. Like you're sticking it to us. No, you're sticking it to yourselves. You're sticking it to yourselves. They're running around here talking about you don't like the cops no more. Notice that theme. Ain't nobody, they're not co-signing cops right now. They still want to co-sign Kyle. You know, they still want to hold on to Kyle. That was a very important symbolic victory for them. Kyle Rittenhouse was very important to the white supremacist power structure. But you took a loss with that victory. You see, you cut off your nose to spite your face. Yeah? That's how white supremacy. See, white supremacy, the cost of maintaining it is becoming too great. That's the problem. See, you want to maintain white supremacy, but now the cost of it is too great. The backlash and the ramifications, it's becoming too great. It's eating itself alive. You dig? So it's best to just produce justice. All right, let's get J-E-R. Hop in, sir.
Yo, brother Tariq, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
Good, man. I just want to, I have something, but the caller, I think it was a couple callers ago, talking about the Black Panther, man. Let's be real, man. A lot of these white folks don't want to lose their guns because they scared of black people, bro. You know what I'm saying? They already know they scared. They worried what's going to happen if, you know, they lose their guns, man. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to talk about. I see Brother Marcel is in here, man. Y'all went crazy on the Fox Soul, man. I want to congratulate y'all brothers. Y'all went in, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Brother Marcel. All my South Carolina people, y'all know y'all need to get out there and support our brother Marcel.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. My South Carolina people, brother, your phone. I don't know what you were doing with that phone, brother. But yeah, y'all gotta support our brother Marcel out there in South Carolina. Y'all gotta support our brother. That is very important right now. We gotta send a message with getting our brother in office down there. Y'all need to go support Marcel Dixon. If you are out there in South Carolina, find his district, get out there and support that brother. He's going for Jim Clyburn's seat. Get Clyburn up out of there. All y'all listening, y'all go to Marcel's page. Y'all scroll down, y'all see his page. Y'all support that brother. All right, let me get up out of here because my wife is in there cooking, so let me get busy. But a lot of folks in here tonight, man. Shout out to you guys. Again, go to my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to check out my movies. Go to officialfba.com to check out the T-shirts and all the good stuff that we have. I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a great night. P.O.P Lola Vube to the family.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the